Maverick, 26,913. 25 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4, 33,411. 24 Ford Expedition XLT, 61,800. Ray Warner Ford, local you trust with deals you can count on.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you this morning? Happy Monday. Happy the day after Easter Monday. Do we have a candy hangover this morning? Did you eat too much candy this weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Did you celebrate what it's worth or what it is? Hopefully you had a chance to get out and do that. Things were a little different on the East Tennessee weather platforms this weekend. Didn't quite get all the updates that you typically did when we're talking about those daily forecast weather updates. The service was awful. It took me an hour and a half to upload a video just yesterday, well, Saturday and Sunday anyways, and so it just was not working so well. So that's what you got. But anyways, thanks for sticking with me all weekend long, and of course, joining me here this morning. Good morning, Chris. We got Linda, Julie, Katrina, Joy, and Deborah. How are you? The weekend was fantastic. I'll talk about Witcher's adventures, of course, coming up here in just a few minutes. First things first, we're going to start you off with a live look in downtown Gatlinburg. It was a busy weekend into the higher elevations, even the peaceful side. We were over in Townsend, but super busy. It's all the restaurants and whatnot. But a lot of fun doing some camping, that's for sure. All right, so let's talk about temperatures yesterday. We were in the mid 80s. I mean, we were 2 degrees shy of tying the record 87 set back in 2002. So it was a hot one. Did you think it was hot this weekend? I thought it was hot. It was hot at the campground, that's for sure, and the kids were swimming all day long. But that's what it's all about. All right, so temperatures yesterday were in the 80s, and that's really going to be the story here throughout the day today and the next, all week long, really. That typical summer pattern is going to be with us, which, by the way, will lead to some afternoon showers and thunderstorms behind a cold front that's heading our way today. So out the door temperatures this morning are trending warmer than yesterday. We're in the mid to upper 60s, so you can't go wrong with that. We're running about 5 to almost 10 degrees warmer. We have a few clouds hanging out with us, starting to work their way on in. Good morning, Otto. How are you this morning? Cold front's to our west. And so the cold front's already pushed its way through Memphis, starting to slowly but surely work its way towards Nashville. It's going to be a process, but all of this energy and moisture will start to head our way. It's going to do a couple things. It's going to increase the wind today. So, yeah, the winds are going to be out of the southwest 5 to 15, gusting to about 25 to 35 at times. And then as we get into the afternoon, showers and thunderstorms will kind of roll on in. So this is our first storm system we're talking about. Cold front today. That brings us showers and thunderstorms here as we get into the afternoon, evening, and through the day tomorrow, because it kind of lingers across the southeastern U.S. When you're looking at rainfall this week, we're talking about a wetter weather pattern on the way. Not necessarily a lot of disturbances per se, although we do have a few little upper level small waves, if you will, enough to promote afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And so kind of a summer pattern on the way. And temperatures will be like summer-like because we're going to be trending above average in the 70s and 80s. So really a nice warm pattern on the way, but a nice summer pattern with those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Keep that in mind. If you have any sporting events this week, kids going to be out and about. Remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. And if you don't know this, the East Tennessee Weather app is the only app in town that actually gives you lightning data. So if you are out at those storms, by the way, or out at the ballparks watching basketball, or not basketball, but let's go football and soccer and baseball, all those things, you get a notification from the East Tennessee Weather app saying lightning's within 15 miles of your location. You click on that, and it'll show you the storms, which way they're going, because it gives you a future cast of 2 hours. So it's really helpful when we start to see those afternoon showers and thunderstorms, which we will see this week. So grab the umbrellas and the rain jackets, track the storms with us today. Not necessarily looking at a lot of severe weather, but we do have a risk across the Southern Valley. So here we go. Futurecast slowly working its way eastward. That's noon today. Now this may give or take about an hour or two, right? This is just model data. But the point of the story is conditions will kind of go downhill through the day with those showers and thunderstorms starting to fire back up. And so we could see some of those storms. Any of the kids heading off to school today? My kids are off. They're still camping, actually. But it's nice to be back in the studio because it's kind of difficult to do everything on the road, especially when you don't have good internet. All right, so by 7 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, 7, we're going to have showers, thunderstorms. They'll kind of wane as we get into the sundown hour and above and beyond that. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, they'll kind of fire back up as another little piece of energy, mainly across the mountain counties, I think the best chance for our Tuesday. So we do have or are expecting some decent amount of rain. Could see anywhere from a quarter, third, half, upwards of 3/4 in some locations. So that's not too bad. But when you look at that risk level, it's a level 1. It's just barely clipping Dunlap, Saudi Daisy, Whitwell, and Chattanooga, points further to the south and southwest, down over into Alabama and Georgia. And then we've got one little point up north towards Ohio and Pennsylvania, where we do have a chance for some isolated strong thunderstorms. So let's pick up our timeline at 7 tonight, because that's when we stopped it. And we'll head into the overnight hours. Storms start to move their way off to the east, but watch as they kind of rejuvenate themselves tomorrow afternoon. So 7 o'clock in the morning, maybe a few scattered showers around the region. See how they're going to fire back up as we get into the afternoon. Southern Valley probably going to get the majority of that. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, it's going to be an elevated summer pattern. So don't be like, I can't go outside and do anything all week long. It's going to be all rainy all week long. No, not necessarily the case. Do we all have the opportunity to see some showers and thunderstorms? Do we have the threat for seeing severe weather? No, not necessarily severe weather, but can't rule out some stronger thunderstorms as we heat up the atmosphere. You heat it up, you create instability, got a couple of little waves moving on through. So yes, elevated rain chances this week, but not a total washout each and every day. Just afternoon showers and thunderstorms, at which point it's going to add up all the way through the week. And into next Sunday, we're likely to pick up about an inch of rainfall around East Tennessee. So some good solid moisture is on the way. All right, let's talk about that 7-day forecast again. Kind of looks, whoa, what's going on here? Scattered showers, thunderstorms. Let me take that Easter off there. It's not even Easter anymore. How about that? Well, we'll take that off the screen here real soon. I wanted to celebrate Easter 2 days in a row. We had a good time, like taking the kids out. They got to do some Easter egg hunts, of course. So that was a lot of fun for them to get out and do that. They actually did 2, one at Little Arrow. So we stayed at Little Arrow Resort over in Townsend. Great side, peaceful side of the Smokies, right? Not nearly as busy as the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge side. But the weather was great. Let's see. It was hot. The kids swam. Of course, had the campfires. They've got great food there, too. So we ate some of their food there. And that was about it. Janelle and I, the wife and I, took a hike yesterday morning for the sunrise service. Funny story on that. If you've ever been to Little Arrow, they've got hiking trails in the back. It's pretty steep, right? It's pretty straight up to get to the top of the mountain. But we decided to do the sunrise service yesterday. We hiked for the sunrise. Let me say that. We got all the way up there, and there's a big giant Yeti. Let's see if I have some pictures to share with you, I think. But there was a big giant Yeti up there, although my wife took most of the pictures, so maybe I don't have as many pictures, but we'll see what I got. My computer's not working. Okay, that's good. Let's see. But anyways, we got up to the top, and we're, let's see, there we go. We were at the top of the mountain, and we're like, there's a nice bench, there's a giant Yeti up there, and we're sitting there going, okay, well, great. Yeah, I didn't take any pictures from up there. That's a bummer. Anyways, I was like, okay, well, the moon's right there. The moon's getting brighter. Lately, the sun has been chasing the moon. That means this direction's probably not east. And so we pull out the compass, and sure enough, we were looking directly west. Now, it would be great for sunset, but the sunrise, not so much. Plus, we had the clouds in place. But let's see, lots of fun. Did my morning update up there at the top of the mountain. Did you see the picture of Heather Wallaga and I on social media? Here's Heather and I. In my buddy has this giant camp chair. Because Heather Wallaga came and hung out with us. It was awesome. They had something to do with her brother. They were going to come out and hang out with us just for the day on Friday. But they had to be back on Saturday for a surprise birthday event for her brother-in-law. So we convinced them to. We're like, just stay. Why would you not stay? They have an available cabin, so you might as well stay. So her husband Kevin and I and her and we had 4 or 5 families, 6 families maybe, that all kind of hung out together. So it was a lot of fun. Hopefully you had a great Easter. We've got Patrick joining us this morning. Good morning. Also, Otto says also the most windy April I can remember. I think it's been incredibly windy this season as well. Glad you can retreat to the cool basement. Yes, there we go. If it's going to be warm. If you thought this weekend was warm, it is definitely going to be on the warm side. All right, let's get to work with the national holidays for the day today, shall we? We shall. All right, of course, it's April 21st. Can you believe it's already April 21st? Like, where is the year? That's what we said camping, too. Every day we'd look at the clock and be like, it's already 2:30? Oh, the day's going by so fast. Well, we're celebrating birthdays and events, so happy birthday to you and your loved ones if you have birthdays that you're celebrating. We're starting to get into a very busy birthday season in the Witcher household. May and June are incredibly busy. Busy time of the year, anyways. But at least it's halfway through the year, because the other busy parts, of course, Thanksgiving and Christmas. All right, so it's National Rendering Day. Oh, there we go. For biofuels and other things. Do you use rendered fat to cook with? Maybe so. Also known as, I forget the name of it. But either way, rendered beef fat. All right, National Yellow Bat Day. Do you know what that is? I do not know what that is. April 21st honors National Yellow Bat Day. On this day in 1967, the Army activated the 265th Army Security Agency Company Airborne with the 101st Airborne Dice Division for Fort Campbell, Kentucky. The official insignia, I should say, of the 265th is a bat with outreached wings on a full moon rising with the motto "Through the night below." That's cool. That's cool. Good stuff right there. All right. It is also National Chocolate Covered Cashews Day. All right. Throw some sea salt on there. Now we've got salted cashews. I'm good with that. Although cashews have enough salt on them anyways. So I'm good with that. National Kindergarten Day. Big shout out to the kindergartners. I know they've had kindergarten roundup lately to get all those kids pumped to go to elementary school. Remember those days? Oh, how fast they have gone right by us. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. We'll take it back outside and show you a live look again in downtown Gatlinburg this morning. A nice, quiet start to the day. But it's probably not going to end that way with those showers and thunderstorms firing back up across the area. So keep in mind, showers and thunderstorms throughout the day today, and then elevated showers and thunderstorms pretty much each and every day this week. So that summertime weather pattern, which is going to cancel some outdoor practices, something to kind of keep in mind as we get into the evening hours as these showers and thunderstorms start to fire back up. Remember the East Tennessee Weather app? You can track it. You can get notified when storms are approaching, or better yet, this time of the year, spring and summer, track it with lightning data. You can't get that on all apps. It's free on the East Tennessee Weather app, so make sure you allow push notifications. It allow GPS location services, because if you have it tied to your home and you leave your home, you're not going to get the notifications. I've had a couple people reach out to me saying, how come I'm not getting these? And we looked at the phone, and that was the reason why. Got to allow for GPS location services. All that turned on if you want the app to work wherever you go. What do I have on me? I got something on me, don't I? That's just the light. Anyways, I digress. It's Monday. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Maybe you're going to be recovering today. Maybe you're not even working today. It's a holiday for you, like it is for the kids. Either way, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you back here for Wake Up with Witcher tomorrow. If you're sticking with me on the app, I'll send you back to the 24-hour channel here in just a moment. See you back here tomorrow.